What up, though, everybody? It's Rachel Small, also known as Producer Bay, and y'all are locked into Keeping It Detroit. Today, I have a super special guest, someone that I get to call friend, and also someone I just been able to watch his journey through his career and all of that. So, of course, the one and only composer, producer, educator, and musical director, the one and only Mr. Brandon Waddles. Let's bring him to the stage.
Hello,
Friend,
dear. Hey, friend. What up,
friend.
my baby?
Up no. Yeah. Come on, Detroit. Okay.
Yes.
Brandon, you're in New like we just have to start with the present right now. Cause to go back is just it's so much. We don't have time for that right now. We got a quick little, you know what I'm saying? This little like hitting quit, run and done. We're just gonna get
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
So currently you're in New York. You're getting ready to for the people, like let's get it politically correct. You're conducting, you're composing.
I
Tell me what
am
you're doing right now for tomorrow in New York.
yeah. Tomorrow evening in New York at Carnegie Hall, right across the street from me right now, I am making my conducting debut at Carnegie with Ravi Coltrane, Michelle Coltrane. Now, these are siblings. They are the children of John and Alice Coltrane. And this concert is in tribute to Alice, who, mind you, is a native of Detroit, Michigan.
Hmm.
She was a graduate of Wayne State University, an amazing harpist and pianist and composer. And we will be featuring her orchestral compositions as well as some of her original songs with several singers, full orchestra. Jeff Tane Watts, the wonderful Brandy Younger, is the harpist. Robert Hurst, who is also a bassist from Detroit, Michigan, is here with us. The great David Varela is on piano. I am just honored. Of course, Ravi is on saxophone. And so, yeah, we'll be at Carnegie tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So, if you're in the New York area, I believe there are tickets still available. So, we would love to see you there. Yeah.
So personally, I'm honored. Someone who also, we went to Renaissance together, but I am a Wayne State alum. Okay.
Yeah.
They be trying to play with Wayne State a little bit. They don't understand how much history that, people who have come from Wayne State have just like acquired. But a lot of the work that you do is centered around just culture, gospel music, just being in history and all of that. So what does it feel like debuting at Carnegie Hall in this Alice Coltrane? What is this moment for you right now?
So many of these life moments right now are very full circle for me. I reference Renaissance High School where we went, and I talk a lot about our band teacher, our
Mhm.
instrumental orchestra band teacher,
Love
Willie
you.
Mack.
We love you, Willie, always.
Willie J. McAllister, who was the one that got me started in jazz band when I was a freshman in high school. And I remember not knowing necessarily how to do what we call comp at the piano. And he was the one that encouraged me to pick up all the Miles Davis and John Coltrane and, oh my gosh, Dexter Gordon and Herbie Hancock and all of those greats, and really got me into jazz music. And so to be able to sit with the legacy of John Coltrane, the legacy of Alice Coltrane, in the personages of the son and daughter who are just carrying on this beautiful music, this absolutely gorgeous, universal, galactic music is very full circle. As our other experiences, we might talk about it later. I'm on the road with the Wiz right now, and we can talk about just how
I mean,
full
I was
circle
getting
that.
there, but you
I
dropped
know
it. So
I'm
we
leading.
will save it for a little bit later. But yes.
So all I'm saying is that I'm so grateful, and so many of the experiences that I had in Detroit, as a Detroit native, prepared me for everything that I am doing tomorrow. Will be doing next week, and otherwise. I'm very grateful. Anybody that knows me is going to know I'm from Detroit, because there is too much history, too much legacy, too much culture. I often say that there is no discussion about the history of America, and specifically American music and culture, without talking about the city of Detroit. And I celebrate you, my dear friend, for continuing to elevate that space right where you are. So thank you. I celebrate you.
I am literally just a like dot on the map of
Mhm.
history. When I've been having this conversation with a lot of my coworkers recently about people I get to call friends and people I just interact with, like, wow, the things that you all are creating, and just creating space for us like in the future. So you
Mhm.
talk about legacy. Tell the people who really don't know. Let's talk about your dad.
Oh, he comes up in conversation all the
I
time,
mean,
Miss
just a little
Miss
bit.
G.
You know, I understand, right? You know, I come from Big Randy. I come from
Yes,
y'all know Big Randy.
absolutely. So
I'm a
you
legacy
get it.
kid. I'm a nepotism baby. I don't care about it. I don't care what y'all black folks say. I'm a
Uh,
nepotism TV baby, and I love it.
I love it. I love it. Let me tell you something. Well, to answer your question first, my father is Alvin Waddles, who is no stranger to the city of Detroit. He is a musical icon. I just say that jokingly, but not so jokingly. Everything that I do, he does just 10 times better. And so, in terms of growing up in church and growing around gospel music and classical music, jazz and music theater and beyond, those were all spaces that I encountered as a child with him, whether it was at New Bethel, the
Mhm.
famous Church of Aretha and CL, or whether it was, with the Detroit Symphony or the Detroit Opera House, doing things like Too Hot to Handle with Rockham Choir, which I ended up being the artistic director for 4 to 5 years. And otherwise, I am so grateful for that legacy. I think it is important for persons like you and myself who come from such legacy points to be grateful and celebrating of that while we carve our own spaces. And so it can be challenging at the beginning.
Mhm.
And you understand that as well. That's a whole therapy session that we'll just get into later.
It's fine. It's fine.
Hello,
We got a whole
that's
thing.
off. That's yeah, that's off cuff. But I have learned to be so grateful for the spaces that he has opened up for me, that I could open up spaces for my younger brother Dominic, who is a Wayne State grad who's headed to do his master's, and he has now been orchestrating for the likes of Ledisi, Brandy. The names go on and on, and so we do because others made a way for us. Absolutely. So I'm grateful for that, and if the old man sees this, thank you, pops.
He will see it. He'll make sure, just like text him and send it to him. Like, hey, this is what we did today. He should
Exactly,
review.
exactly.
So kind of for those who are not necessarily well versed in the musical world, like what does it mean to be a composer and a conductor of an orchestra and just kind of these like musical things that move people in such a big way, but they don't understand the kind of like foundation of where that come from. So what does that mean to you?
Absolutely. I'll tell you in this particular instance because music is a universal language, but it has so many different languages to it.
Yeah.
So in this jazz space, I am the conductor of this orchestra that is playing these transcriptions. Basically, someone has taken the music off of the recordings and set them to score. So the notes that we read, Michael McGinnis, who is just an absolutely wonderful collaborator and orchestrator. Um, Now, Alice will be known as the composer. She came up with the ideas of this music and set it to score originally, although we can't find many of them actually, which is why Mike
Mhm.
took on the great and daunting task of transcribing these works. Um, so my job as a conductor is to wave my hand
Right.
with clarity and make sure that the playing gets to where it needs to. In a situation such as this, where I have a jazz band and an orchestra and a singer, I have about three different types of languages that I need to converse in with all of these different sets of players and creators and musicians. And so I am so grateful for so many different spaces like a Renaissance, like Morehouse, like Westminster, um, like, oh my gosh, Florida State, but also the work I learned in church, that all of that education that I gained as a child, being able to converse in so many different musical musical languages, and that is hugely important as both a conductor and as a music director, which is some of the other work that I do, with, you know, with and